Dark is one of the greatest shows ever made. If your brain didn't fall out while you were watching it, I'm not sure you were paying close enough attention. I mean, look at this. This is a mess. This is me trying to figure out all the timelines. If you're looking for an explanation of everything that went on in season 2, I made a video for that and I linked it in the description below and in one of the top corners in that little icon-y thingy. Season 2 picks up where season 1 left off, where we have Jonas in the year 2052. I guess, using the 33 years as an example, we have to assume that that's what it is. Now, I gotta say that this season is much more straightforward in its storytelling than season 1 was, but it still has a lot of twists and turns to it. Several times throughout the episodes, we had to stop and we were discussing like, oh, I think this is what this means, or wait, does that mean that this person is that, or what? Several times we stopped mid-episode to discuss what we were seeing on screen and to try and figure out what exactly was going on and what we thought was about to happen. Now, thankfully, a lot of the questions that were raised in season 1 are answered in season 2. But then season 2 asks a whole bunch more questions. I really like that Jonas takes the forefront of the characters in this one, and that a lot of the characters that were main in season 1, they've kind of taken a little bit of a backseat. They're still there. Some are kind of non-existent for a lot of it, but for the most part, they all stepped back, and it really is Jonas who is driving the story. Now, even with Jonas in the forefront, there is still a lot of drama and a lot of tension, and it just keeps ratcheting it up. And then we have the addition of a new police person called Inspector Clausen, and he just brings a whole new level of intrigue to it, and because he is investigating certain things, and it really just, he plays key points in what happens and what unfolds in the story. One thing that I thought was really funny, and it's just a complete aside, was when Jonas was in the future and he had to crawl under something. He was crawling under like this concrete wall and there was all this rebar sticking out and everything else. Well, his shoulder brushed up against it and the rebar totally bent. You could tell it was rubber, and that has nothing to do with the story. It just made me laugh. Now, while I said that most of the characters take a backseat to Jonas, there are a couple that are brought forward, and I really like that, because what that does is that brings a deeper story to everything, and it just allows it to unfold even more and just really adds to that mythology that they're building in this world. And I loved it because it drew me in so much more, that I'm not just following one character, or like in season 1, a whole cast of characters where I have a spreadsheet that I'm trying to keep track of. That this one, I could focus mainly on Jonas, and there's still stuff going on all over the place, and then we have a couple key others that are brought forward who just add to everything. Deep Down Dark is a family drama that is steeped in science fiction. And much like that indie film primer, once I know what's going on, it's not spoiled for me, but it allows me to go so much deeper and just uncover new levels of information, which just add to my enjoyment. The acting is still of great quality, and really the special effects are too, because they're done just really well, but sparingly, and they don't look cheap or cheesy. I love how much is connected in the show. Truly, you gotta give the writers and the creators of this props, because they tell a cohesive story that really does make sense. It's confusing as heck, but they keep everything straight, and I don't know how they do that, but to tell such an interwoven story as this, that spans time, it's crazy. And it's not just, like Back to the Future where you have this time and this time. No, it's back and forth and all over the place. Wow, good on them. If you haven't seen Dark yet, or even season 2, I really suggest you carve out a good weekend and just dive into it. Grab yourself some aspirin for the headache that you are bound to get. It's totally worth it though. Netflix has ordered a season 3, but that is going to be the final season for that streaming platform. Now, I don't know if they're going to wrap it up after that, or if they're going to continue on another streaming platform. Who knows? I'm really, though, excited for season 3. I cannot wait. There is sex, nudity, profanity, and violence. I give season 2 of Dark 5 out of 5 couches. So who is your favorite character in the series? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for catching with me.